story would kind of be about. So, what we should expect to see in 1-1.
All right, and they're off.
So, if you're not me and die on the first Noddy, you should expect a lot of rolling and a lot of extend over here. So, okay, the feed throws for Mundungu just to the synchronization, and nice sync. Oh, Mundungu missing the extendo there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I still occasionally mess that one up.
Yeah, it still was not that bad, as he could have grabbed the DK barrel or the other barrel that's on the way, so not as bad as one would think. So, 1-2, the first time of bonus war, which, well, really interesting. We do not need to complete the bonus, and we'll actually set us to the end of the level, making this easy peasy.
See, now I noticed Guts when he came through the bonus room. He runs off the cliff where Mundungu does the roll.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been curious which one's technically faster, and I've always found they're probably the same.
Yeah, I mean, because actually I believe they both fell on the same speed. I'm not sure exactly which is faster to reach the cliff, the border of the cliff. So, as being honest with all, I'm not sure which one is faster.
Yeah, I've done both, and honestly, I think they're identical, or maybe we're talking milliseconds, but I guess it's personal preference at that point.
And as you saw there on Mundungu's side, and most likely Guts as well, both got the cross spaces perfectly. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to go through this snake section that is on a little bit of, well, it's on that little platform there. So making the entrance to Capers at less than 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And for one of the questions on the chat, 100% is all bonuses, but no conch leather needed, as Canis perfectly stated on the chat. So,
yep, as long as your game at the end when you win, right? It says what, 101%, I believe.
yes, it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, interesting is that if you get all bonuses and finish the game, it gives you the 101. But otherwise, if you fail one bonus, it will give you 99% for fun.
There's no 100%.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And yeah, so Guts and Mundungu finishing really close on Eduardo's stage, aka huge time loss of War 1, and now they're entering Barrow Canyon Cannon.
Guts with a little wiggle there, maybe some nerves.
Most likely. I mean, it's a really bad level to do any mistake at all with the extendo.
Ooh.
Like that one.
That's tough.
Yeah, so that will give Mundungu the lead, and Guts missed time in the launch with the barrel.
Man, I've been there so many times. That sucks.
Yeah. So did I. Actually, just because of that, for tournament, actually I'm doing on my RTAs, I'm preferring to grab the midpoint barrel, actually. Just for...
hold down left when you exit that last one to kind of hit the checkpoint.
Yeah, actually do not hold right after the first barrel section. That will... You fall directly to the midpoint. And RTA means real-time attempts.
Yeah, so it's timed as soon as the run starts and ends is at the last banana hitting the ground.
Exactly. So now Mundungu on Winky's walkway, where we do not see Winky, sadly enough, but fun stage to see done optimally, where Guts just entering Word 2, so huge lead so far for Mundungu. Whole level.
Yeah, he needed that. And yeah, it had to be a little bit of nerves because he had that weird wiggle at the beginning of the level and then just missed that barrel, so...
Also, I would say that it happened the same as our race, that since he just got his home, and weather around here is really freezing. His hands might not be. It's not an excuse, but his hands might not be as warm as he most likely are right now, since already 5 minutes pushing buttons. So
Ooh,
he should
nice
be fine by now.
biscuits.
But yeah, nice biscuit there. But his worm should be warm right now for guts. But the first word is actually the warm up. So I wouldn't be
Oh, yeah.
surprised if his hands were frozen.
And I did see Mundungu before the race. I think he did several runs, so he's really warmed up.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a matter. Oh, and guts clipping the other way around. Instead of clipping to the end of the crawl spaces, he clipped backwards. That's really hard when you're
Yeah,
actually trying to. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, and for those who don't know, so when you're ducking underneath the crawl spaces, you can hit the roll button, and depending on which half you are closer to the left or the right, you'll actually basically teleport to the end of the
Of the
crawl space, saving quite a bit of time actually.
Oh, and Mundungu on the setup of the super jump,
Ooh.
taking the hit with Diddy.
Yeah, and that's gonna level him up because he's got to grab Kong again.
Yeah,
So now it's neck and neck again.
exactly. We are going to explain super jump later on for a level that actually uses and skip it, but essentially we need to have Donkey
Oh, that's
fly
too high.
upwards. Oh,
Oh, he's frustrated.
what happened to Mundungu?
He hit the mob way too high with Donkey,
Oh, I see.
so it didn't do the super jump.
Oh, that's bad, really bad.
Yeah, for these
When-
races, I definitely suggest, unless you're just phenomenal at the game, but just let the monster go to the lower half of the ramp, and it
Yeah.
guarantees the setup.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you could despawn DK, or what happened there, where the super jump doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's actually really hard. Well, it's really hard for the run because you lose so much time, and more than Mundungu actually lost. Had to do it 3 times, the super
Oh,
jump
yeah.
setup. And now Guts on the lead, going to Mine Valley, where he... Usually we do not like having Donkey in the front, but for this level, actually we do need him because this is a Donkey-only warp that we need to enter as him. Otherwise, that barrel he just entered in wouldn't spawn at all.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the few times Donkey is useful in this game. That's for
Apart
sure.
from the super jump setup that we need him,
Yeah.
or any trick that we need him, he's useful. Otherwise, if Donkey, you dead. And Mundungu actually losing Donkey. Wow. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
during
if he
the,
would make the timer.
During
yes,
the
he-
Neki fight.
And as you saw Mundungu's side, as he was Diddy, the war barrel did not appear, but now that he swapped to to Donkey, the barrel appeared. Neck to neck. Wow,
Yeah,
I just see what he did there.
Yeah,
And
epic puns, man. Epic puns.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
yeah, exactly. So, and Guts
Ooh,
missing
Guts
the
missing
super
the
jump,
super jump.
while Mundungu nailing the top 3 town warp, which I consider to be the worst in the whole game due to the fact that the tire that you need to reach is invisible, actually, almost invisible.
hmm Yeah, and that puts them about within 5 seconds of each other. So
Yeah.
this is a tough race.
Exactly. Now, Guts nailing the super jump. Essentially, what happens is that when you take damage with a Kong, and that Kong flies upwards, that stores a super jump state. So the next time that monkey enters the game and the first action is jumping over an enemy, the game still thinks that the monkey, in this case Diddy, is flying upwards. So basically, he goes flying and flying until, well, you release B. That most likely both have already done, and we release B in a timely manner that we just fall on right before those Kremlins and roll through them through the victory.
Oh yeah. And did you say the release point of B?
No, actually, it was one of the Kremlins that are jumping, but I believe it's the first Kremlin that jumps right after the midpoint barrel.
Yeah, like I always look at it as there's the bananas that go up, and then it's the DK barrel, and then it goes down, and then there's the Kremlin jumping right there. That's always a nice visual cue.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So,
Well, both runners with perfect Temple Tempest run so far.
yeah, with nice extendos there.
Mundungu goes for the roll over the beat. That one's always risky.
And Guts almost missing the Omega one, but still got it and still on the lead. So as soon as Guts finishes the level, it's time for map warp. Would you be gladly able to explain map warps to everyone?
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know the exact reason why this is the case, but basically,
First try, he didn't even give us time to explain.
Yeah, so...
both players
first
time.
Jeez.
Wow.
So basically, there's a single frame where your donkey pauses on that little corner piece before you hit like the next level, and for some reason when you're hitting any of the buttons, you can hit start, B, A, X, Y. Most players just hit all of them to ensure it, since it's a single frame. It basically tricks the game to thinking you're entering a level, and for some reason it puts you at the very last point of what is it, orangutan, or
Yes, orangutan.
orangutan.
Yes, actually that specific one and the one that's in between Capers and Barrow Canyon sent you towards the end of Ogang. The other corners that are on World 1 actually sent you towards the end of 1-2, so you don't need to mash way ahead. And apparently we have some problems with Guts feed. Not sure what's the problem, if it's his computer or we were just waiting for... Oh, okay, most likely we were just synchronizing.
Well, if it was like me, 10 minutes before we went live, my Comcast modem decided to reset itself, so...
Wow.
Hopefully that... I was a little worried.
Yeah.
Luckily we had Parisian as backup, but I was almost ready to get on my cell phone and cancel.
Wow. Okay, we are back good. Most likely we're gonna see a Mundungu stream or feed stops for a little bit.
Guts missed one of the hits, so getting even tighter in the race.
Though the queen, never sleep on the queen, but Guts finishing. And on the B, actually there's not much speed strat that can be done, apart from trying to hit her on the first frame. She's off her invisibility status, and trying to grab the right barrel, because apparently sometimes when you grab the left one, it creates one frame of lag, because save the frames.
Save the frames, save the world.
Exactly. And Mundungu actually getting hit on the last hit on the queen, so he has to grab Diddy. That will give Guts a little bit of advantage back.
And Guts hitting the perfect metal barrel, so... what is the exact reason why that's the case? So if you're holding a barrel on an incline, it gives you basically like a super speed up. And I'm not sure what's happening there.
Essentially that's what happens, but on why that oversight from the developers, who knows. Well, actually we're gonna see why that happens as soon as they reach K-Rool, because the credits tell us all who did the coding of this game. So,
and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like we've entered the 8-bit graphical version of the game. I might need a refresh, I'm not sure. Are you having any bitrate issues?
Most likely. Well, I use the Internet Explorer, so if you use Internet Explorer, you're dead as Donkey, but... And yes, JK, doing super jump is slower, but I do it for the fans.
Yeah.
I did it for all the fans. It's really slow in some stages. I don't recommend them, because you get hit by claptraps, even if there are no claptraps on the level.
Yeah, on 3-3, that's probably it's the second fastest, unless you can do the super jump roll. But that's one of the ones where if you super jump on 3-3, it's very acceptable.
Actually, the only 2 levels that are really mandatory for all stages are Millstone and Forest Frenzy. So in any other stage, it's not really recommended at all.
Yeah.
Well, apart from actually the one would be recommended for beginners would be Manic Mincers, but
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it's marathon safe. You know, if you got some nerves or something, it's always a decent backup because you only lose maybe what 5-6 seconds on most levels, maybe 8-9.
Most likely, I haven't timed all of them. I should time the individual levels for the super jumps just for fun.
Yeah, I kind of gauge how I'm doing in the run. Like if I'm at World 6 and everything's connecting, go for it. But if you're having issues, you know, throw in an extra super jump in there just to guarantee a little time to cool down, you know?
Yeah. And talking about cooldown, and Krypton cheering for God so he can advance, so F-Mate can advance. Wow. So talking about sorry,
picking sides.
Talking about what we said in the beginning of the race, that F-Mate wants Guts to win, otherwise he cannot advance at all. So talking about cooldowns, this is basically the midpoint of the whole speedrun. The Croctopus Chase, where actually it's not a hard level, just really long, tedious, and you need to cut the corners, basically.
Oh yeah, this is a very hard level to optimize, but even if you don't optimize it, you don't lose too much time. Either way, it's very minimal gains, but you know, you could probably shave maybe 10 seconds, like perfecting it.
Yeah, it's not that much unless you're KBZ and do 10 times Croctopus Chase race against Canis. That's a madman's work. So.
Oh yeah. Now we don't have audio, but I don't know if the viewers can let us know if they get pianoless or not, or if it's close. Because at the very end you'll hear the piano notes, and technically, if you do a very perfect run, I'm told you'll actually exit before that piano key hits, and that's kind of a good indication of how well you did on the level.
I'm not sure which feed they are getting, since we had the issues on Gut stream. Most likely we are getting a Mundungu's feed, but I'm not sure actually. Gut stream. Okay, so let's see if Guts gets pianoless. And Spike, I haven't made the cogs, but I would say around that time, if he wins, he can advance to the next round. I made the cogs the other day, but I've really forgotten them.
Ooh, and Guts going for the hard version of Torchlight.
Where the level says we should grab a torchlight, but it creates lag. We hate lag.
Oh, and it's horrible lag.
I used to do it on my first runs, and wow. Essentially, that's the reaction. Wow.
Yeah.
And now let's see. Oh, and Guts, he will go for it.
He's going for the super jump roll. This could change leads here, depending if this works out.
And
and he cancels it. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't okay with the setup. I cannot blame him at all. Most likely, either he's seen Mundungu's feed, or he's just having people in the chat telling him. Most likely he thought that was not worth it to go for it. Oh
yeah. And that actually did cost him the lead, but they're still, of course, within seconds of each other, so anyone's race.
Well, since actually he's doing the pre-Super Jump Row optimized rope bridge rumble, actually he was able to gain a little bit of time over Mundungu that had some issues with the jumps, so...
He's got it.
Got it.
Oh yeah,
We're
this
fine.
is a great race. Trading leads left and right.
Yeah. And now, and Guts with standing.
missed
Oh, and missed that. I'm not seeing Guts sacrificing Donkey. Most likely he will go for the super jump roll on ODA. So
Yeah, so if you're not going for the super jump roll on ODA, for people who are new, basically you can sacrifice Donkey in this fight on the very last jump phase where he does the 4 jumps and actually cancel it to get a few seconds on the boss. Especially if you're not doing super jump roll, it's always nice to give yourself a couple extra seconds.
otherwise, well, essentially, you could just go sacrificeless and get
he
it the
got
super
it.
jump roll.
And he got the
So-
wiggle. Wow, what a boss.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Mundungu going for super. Oh, he actually tried to go for the super jump row, but he only got the super jump. So
Oh, yeah.
essentially, what Guts did was combining the super jump we saw on Forest Frenzy with the jump row that actually, if you press Y on the same frame that you are supposed to hit an enemy from above, basically creates an invincible state. And since you're combining that with a super jump, well, basically you go sonic speed, invincible, flying over the stage.
Oh yeah, oof, that could be the decider right there. We'll have to see because there's still plenty of frames that can be hit, but that was a huge one for sure.
Mostly on Word 6. So my boy Guts going for the risky row. Wow, he's going all over it. Most likely hyped over that super jump row he nailed.
Oh yeah.
So elevator antics. The last time we're gonna see the bonus warp that basically shoots us midpoint the level, but it will be worth it. Don't worry. So, and now he manipulated the camera in order to spawn the platforms, so he could jump over them. So, and
Yeah, that's one of 2 spots you can manipulate for extra time. This is the second one here.
and let's see if he gets elevator skip.
And he
Nice.
does.
Nice elevator skip. So basically frames and perfect elevator antics for Guts, and Mundungu having to grab Donkey somewhere. Not sure where he grabbed him. Oh,
yeah, I
and
missed that myself.
yeah, and actually having a little bit of trouble rolling through the clumpus.
All right.
Oh yes, and Fizzle confirming that Mundungu has to have a 35 and bid the raise in order to advance. Wow.
Okay. Yeah,
Needs to have a perfect.
yeah, that's insane. Especially because his PB is low 35. So
Yeah. Insane. And Poison Pond, the last water stage, so say goodbye to Eduardo. And Guts going through the minsters like everyday job. Let's see, Mundungu, a little bit of trouble on the fishy section, but okay, now gonna win for it.
So far, so good. See if he'll go for the triple mince or wait. Oh, he's going for it. Wow, and
And he
nails
got
it.
it. And
What
now,
a champion.
and Guts performing the arrow glitch, the infinite arrow glitch. So
Yeah, I still haven't done a triple mincer like that. That was nice to see.
and Guts actually foregoing even trying to go for the jump row, where actually it's really advisable since he actually only loses 4 seconds. But still,
Mm-hmm.
let's see if he got hit.
Yeah, but the worst thing is, right, you aim for 4-second gain, but then lose, 20 with the mess
Yeah,
up,
Emma
so-
Dunga got it, so he got the
Nice.
jump row. So essentially what happened there is that since Donkey went running towards the minecart, when he got hit, he went for the regular hurt animation that he runs like he was on the platform. Essentially that creates confusion on the game that makes you think that you're on a platform, but you aren't. Therefore, Diddy can roll through infinitely over the air, thinking that he's on a platform until another platform appears. And he was able to perform the jump row that we mentioned earlier. So, wow.
Yeah. And Mundungu gaining a few seconds on his opponent with that move.
Unless he dies on the last section of Beast that I saw he didn't so. Nice. And Guts going through Bob and grabbing the midpoint barrel, which I don't blame him, thinking on how many runs on this tournament Blackout Basement killed.
Oh yeah.
Even going for super jumps. Sad face colors.
And he's playing it a little safe. I mean, he's got a comfortable lead right now, so it doesn't hurt to play it a little bit safe,
And
especially
not,
on a level like this.
yeah, and not even by having the lead. Actually, Blackout Basement is really hard if, well, essentially trying to aim for perfection. It's just
going for the harder strats, so he's probably going to gain another second or two on that one.
Still, he needs to now. He will need to basically hope he gets all the frames on World 6 and Guts not nailing one. I mean, it's still the 35-26 mentioned by Fizo on the chat is possible, if I'm not mistaken, but that will depend him hitting the frames. And now he's showing the slap slides for the fans.
Oh yeah, I think if you hit all the frames, you're out of World 6 in under 7 minutes, and then it's 220 for the boss, something like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you could definitely still do it.
Yeah. So let's see. Now Guts finishing Dumb Truss or Dumb Drum. However, whatever.
That silly boss that shouldn't exist.
Exactly. And Mundungu had a little bit of trouble on the army, but okay, finishing World 6. Okay, he needs to hit the frames. And now both will enter, well, Guts already on it, Tenka trouble, where actually we have instance of jump row.
This is gonna be the probably the decider at this point, whether a Crim Tut Bird Tut gets hit.
Yeah. Okay. Guts not going for Cram Tut, meaning it's the hard. Yes, the harder one. Actually, the one that needs more work, even though it's the faster. And he got the bird.
And he got it.
Okay, so now what you will see on Guts' side is that on the naughty section, he will have to wiggle for a moment until the second one falls, because every moment that he rolls, he lowers a couple pixels, and if he does not do that, he will get hit on the last B section, because even though on the jump row state, oh, and I see Mundungu missing it.
Yeah, that's
tough.
Yeah,
even though you're invincible on the jump row state, you're vulnerable to the B. So if you get hit by a B, goodbye level. So
yeah, that's a, what is it, like 45-second loss?
Yeah, because if you fail Berta, basically you need to play the level as intended way.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're unless you've been practicing it, man, that Bird Tut is a hit and miss.
Yeah.
You know, even the best players I see miss all the time.
Though you definitely, at least Berta is the one that you always can go for it, because even though you fail it, it's like it's not that much of a time that if you go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't lose anything going for it, essentially. And now Guts going the ends of Mincers, giving the Yoshi treatment to Rambi. Goodbye, Rambi.
Well, Mundungu could still win the race if Guts makes a mistake, especially with platform perils coming up, but I don't know if he can hit the time he needed to hit. We'll have to see.
Yeah. And Guts missing the super jump row on Misty Mine, so intended way for him. I believe I'm not sure if that was too late or too early. For super jump rows, I honestly do not know if that's too late to lose. So Mundungu on the other side, on Ministers, and he would be given poor Rambi the Yoshi treatment unless he loses him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And even if Mundungu loses this race, man, he'd be 2.5 minutes ahead of me. So I gotta give tons of props on this run so far. It's been very strong.
They would be at least 7 minutes ahead of me, so I don't blame anyone.
Yeah. No, this is great race all around so far.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately a couple deaths and
let's see if he can get the super
frames.
Jump roll. Perfect setup.
Oh, and
just
the super
missed it.
jump. And wow.
The game trolling hard.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious to see if he would try it again, do the setup,
Yeah,
but he's going to play the level out normally.
In this case, actually, since the super jump roll on Misty Mines is basically something fairly new, most players are really comfortable on playing the level as it was before. So yeah, I mean, he most likely is more used to play the level as intended way rather than just going for the super jump roll. So, but that still gives a full stage of lead to Guts, actually stage and a half, entering Perils. So,
yeah, but he had to go for it. He knows what's on the line, so I respect all the decisions he's made.
Exactly. And really love actually going back from what Spike Vegeta said on the chat. Really, this was one of the harder groups, having 3 top 20 players. And Guts with the late.
It's a great setup. But,
yeah.
Just didn't hit that one. Can't hit all the frames. That's
press
crazy.
Y on the last moment. And fortunately for us, we might see the mandatory trick if Paros is failed. So if he gets the mandatory, we can forgive him. Otherwise, he will have to reset.
We want golden barrel.
Golden barrel, golden barrel, golden barrel.
Oh, and he's
too late, I would say.
He went for it though.
Yeah,
we'll give it to him.
I can forgive him, unfortunately. But still going for the last section there perfectly, and I'm not seeing the comeback possible, unfortunately. He's already on Neki Senior, so wow, and Mundungu lost Didi there. Wow.
Yeah, on the last the barrel chucker at the end.
Oh, Mankey.
Yeah.
Props
Sorry, I'm
to
not.
Mankey.
Names are for some reason I've forgotten every name in this game.
No, don't worry. I only know the important ones, like the armies and the claptraps that always wrecked me. So
Oh yeah.
that's the one that matters. The claptraps.
Okay, let's see if he can get
And
the
Mankey
super roll.
because and another late setup. And Mankey because he's a traitor. He's Mankey Kong and works for Keiru. So
I've noticed a lot of people don't go for the that's a death, unfortunately. A lot of people don't go for the second setup on this the jump roll or the super roll.
Yeah, I mean that one is really more finicky, to be honest, to me.
Yeah, I've tried it a few times. It's a tough setup compared to the first one.
The first one I see as an easier one, and the second was like, why even bother?
Yeah. Well, and you can go pretty fast through these platforms, at least, thanks to Diddy's jumping ability.
Oh no! Even attempting Golden Barrel, DQ. But then goodbye. Nah, sorry. We love you. And finishing Paros, no problem. And Guts losing Diddy there. So he's on a huge task on going for Donkey Rule. And okay, GG for Guts. Thank you so much for running this. And that's what I'm telling you. This game is so bad because the guy in charge for coding is a claptrap. They should not exist. That's why this game is really bad and has a lot of glitches. Well, but why the commander is Keiru?
Oh, awesome Neki fight. Second Neki fight. Really nailed it.
Oh, Keiru, what a troll. What a guy. The commander, Keiru. And Donkey waiting for his death. Like, oh, not like Donkey. Shaking his head.
Oh, and he's not going to mimic the boss. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Ah, no, Guts disqualified. Not going for mimicking boss. And okay.
There it is. He must have done first. It was actually a little bit quicker, but
No,
what a great
actually-
run.
Or most likely this, his stream is, well, his game feed is actually a little bit advanced than the live split.
Oh, that's true. That's true, because they might be on the console, most likely.
Yeah, so still 35-22, which is actually 40 seconds off PB. Not bad at all.
What a boss.
For a boy. Oh my god. And I just checked the Discord and Fizo, why you changing the commentary channel? I just saw that. The commentary. Commentary, wow. Fizo,
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
troll.
Yeah, I saw that before we went live. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was most likely on the phone. I was not even checking because commentary. So taking a page of commentaries that aren't supposed to, but still.
Yeah, he put up a valiant effort for sure. I mean, if he was in, my bracket or something, Mundungu would have easily qualified for the elimination bracket. So, but unfortunately, that's kind of the luck of the draw.
Yeah, I mean, before the tournament, it was scheduled to Mundungu and Guts to advance. No one expected to FMA to put a lot of work on the game in so little time. So no one expected that.
Did he even have a really good PB before the tournament? Because he started getting low 36s, right? I mean, that was really impressive.
No, his PB before the tournament was a 53.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that. That was just so impressive.
And then
he
he
must have been putting in 12-hour days.
Yeah, he PB'd against me and then PB'd everywhere.
Yeah, man.
So,
really brought it, which is great to see.
Exactly. So, still really even raised, though a couple of deaths on Mundungu's side that essentially made him the loss. Fortunately, that was an even race.
And it looks like I think Guts is asking to enter. I said go ahead, for sure.
Go ahead, Guts. My panita Guts. And just when I said panita, GG.
Buena, ganas culiado para hacer los brackets. Yeah!
Let me. Is Goofy there on the chat? Goofy, where's Goofy?
I don't know if he's
He's not there. Someone clip that for me, please.
All right. Oh, dude.
Hitting
Yeah,
super
my-
jump ropes. It's fun.
Yeah, super jump ropes and stuff.
Yeah, you really brought it today, man. You hit quite a few frames there. That was impressive.
As I said in the chat before, that second half of the game only happens when you choke too early.
Oh yeah.
Dude, 1-5, I died trying to do the extended. It was...
Now, were you watching your opponent's stream?
What?
Were you watching your opponent's stream?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, You definitely
That
should
was-
check the VOD. You guys were neck and neck all the
Yeah.
way up until you hit the super jump roll,
Yeah.
and then you
And
kind of
then-
took off from there.
And actually, we
You-
thought that you were watching because on Road Bridge Rumble you went for the super jump rope setup, and then you just jumped. You did not even attempt to going for it. So that's why we thought.
Yeah, I
that
was
you were
going for
watching.
it, but yeah, I forgot to release Y when I was holding the barrel before the tire. So
Hmm.
I said, no, this is not going to work. And so I changed it to DD and and just finished the level normally.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you guys were within maybe like you were 3 seconds ahead of him, and then with the bad setup, he got slightly ahead, and then by the end of that level, you maybe had a 3-4 second lead on him. So I mean, it was close all the way up
Yeah.
until then, and
Had
then you
to
hit that
happen.
super jump roll on what was it with the snakes? God, names are I'm losing names
Yeah.
here.
The super jumper on ODA.
ODA.
ODA, yeah.
Yeah, you guys were really neck and neck until then, and that just gave you that comfortable lead.
And okay, just before we continue, Mundungu unfortunately cannot join in, but
Oh no.
but he said that it was a fun tourney. So, well, props to Mundungu for participating and not going. Well, at least got a win. So against me.
Oh yeah.
So still.
Yeah, well, props to Mundungu for coming back to the game for this tournament.
Mm.
That really shows a lot, and it was really nice to race him today. So GG's to
Yeah.
him.
And
All my
even
respect.
and getting a great times overall as well. So
Oh yeah.
It was kind of hard to agree on a time to race because I'm just really busy this week and the past week too. So it was really hard. Even finding a time slot to race you colors.
yeah, I
really
was.
complicated, but I
Yeah.
managed to do fine. So well, the first half
Exactly.
of the run wasn't the best, but the second one was really hype because of the jump rolls and SGRs.
I imagine that you had a little bit of trouble warming your hands on World 1.
Yeah, actually, I was like with the. I was trying to warm my hands as much as I could, and yeah, like past World 3, I guess, like my hands were pretty fine, so I didn't have any problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was nerves or not because when you came out you had a weird wiggle before you did the extended roll, and then you ended up kind of getting pushed into the barrel where the two Kremlins are jumping, and like once that happens, that's such a hard setup to recover from, and you kind of just had to
Yeah.
reset it on World 1.
Yeah, I tried to go below the barrel and enter in so I could jump on the Kremlin, but I timed it the wrong way, so I ended up falling into death. Sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one when you miss it the first time.
Yeah, to be honest, I was pretty nervous because I haven't practiced the game in a few days. Like I just played two stages before this race. So I was like like when I failed and I died, I was like, this dude is really going to win.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to say thanks for the race, guys, and definitely follow the racers for more exciting action. And yeah, that was a really good one. I'm glad I could commentate that.
Thank you so much for joining me as well for this awesome race.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Guts. Congrats for advancing to elimination brackets, not losing a race so far. And for more donkey action, on Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna have the one that's joining me over here in commentary. going against Slidic. So
Yeah.
that will be on Speed
Whoa.
Gaming too.
Yep, me versus Slidic. We finally were able to put a time together, so
Yeah.
that's been real tough. But yeah, that should be an exciting one.
And and let me see if there is any other match that is missed to be scheduled, and that most likely will be scheduled for this week. So we most likely will have Void versus Lumo soon, and that should be the last one if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
Because
and
then we should have Didix versus Million, but since both already are eliminated, most likely, not sure if they are going to still race it for fun or. But those are the other two matches that are missing. So
yeah, and Slidic and I are eliminated already too, because KBZ and Blunt Bunny, man, they're too strong. But we wanted to
Yeah.
do it anyways for fun, so
yeah,
My boy KDC.
props to you for still doing this just for at least to have this completed as well.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, it's for fun. For anyone who's ever thinking of joining these speed runs, man, it's just for fun. Don't worry about wins and losses. Just get in there, have a good time, and
yeah.
you never know.
And yes, Zif, tell me which was the time that was scheduled, that one? He just said that, yes, and I saw that earlier on, 11 p.m. So we most likely will have an 11 p.m. race for fun for anyone who wants to join, all stages as well. I'm not sure if that will be on Speed Gaming or not, but still, if anyone wants to join, more than welcome. So, and now for what is next on this channel, we're gonna have an hour break. Then we're gonna have some Zelda randomizer on our main channel, and then Fizo will take a little bit of rest until midday tomorrow. So finally, Fizo will rest.
He sleeps? I don't know. That seems odd.
No, I don't think he sleeps. I think he just rests a little bit and then has an internal clock that I need to race. I need to stream.
Just
Boom,
short
instead of-
periods of meditation.
Yeah, exactly. But still,
Maybe he's an elf. I don't know.
who knows? That's the mystery.
We'll have to check his ears.
Yeah.
But thanks everyone. I'm gonna head out. Great race. Follow the racers, and we'll see you in about an hour.
Yes. See you in Speed Gaming in an hour. So check that out. Not sure who will be hosting, so please just rate that person. It's always fun. So GG guys.